Okay, so again, good afternoon. We'll be discussing Module 7, Entrepreneurship. Okay. Objectives. At the end of the presentation, students would be able to define entrepreneurship and small business, list the characteristics of entrepreneurship, discuss the types of entrepreneurship, explain the importance of entrepreneurship, and discuss the entrepreneurial process. Entrepreneurship. So what does the word mean? O ano yung pumapasok sa isip nyo kapag narinig yung salitang ito? Siyempre, pumapasok sa isip natin business agad. Pero what kind of business? Diba? There are many types of business. There are many forms of business. And it is said that entrepreneurship is different from the conventional business forms. Okay? So let us see why. So basically, it is what entrepreneur entrepreneurs do. Okay? Sorry naman. Ulit na naman ako. Okay. So ayun. So welcome to Module 7, Entrepreneurship. Okay, we have the following objectives. At the end of the presentation, students would be able to define entrepreneurship and small business. Okay. List the characteristics of entrepreneurship. Discuss the types of entrepreneurship. Explain the importance of entrepreneurship. Nakakabulol talaga. Discuss the entrepreneurial process, and that 5 are our objectives for today. Okay? So what comes into your mind when you hear the word entrepreneurship? Okay? So, diba? When we hear that word, ang lagi pumapasok sa isip natin is business. Well, it's true that entrepreneurship is related to business. However, there are many types of business. There are many forms of business. Okay? And entrepreneurship is different from the regular or the conventional form of business that we can see in the real world, okay? In the world. So, first we must alamin natin saan pa nagmula yung salitang entrepreneurship. Grabe, nung pinag-aaralan ko siya, pinakinggan ko yung tamang pronunciation niyan sa French. Ang hirap i-pronounce. Entrepreneurship. Hindi entrepreneur. Parang letter O. Lahat ng letter E niya, letter O. Okay. So basically, it is what entrepreneurs do. So ano yung entrepreneur? Ano yung entrepreneur? Sabi sa French. So it came from the Greek word entrepreneur. So, sorry, not Greek, French. French word. So basically, nag-umpisa talaga siya as a French word. So nung una siyang lumabas sa Dictionnaire de la langue française, diba? French na French. So nung 1437, una siyang nag-appear sa dictionary na yan, or Dictionary of the French Language. Okay? So nung time na yan, 1437 is already the 15th century. Okay, 15th century. Wala pang word sa English language na counterpart ng entrepreneur or entrepreneur. Ayan. So, ang definition niya that time, 1437, so an entrepreneur is a person who is active and achieves something. Ba? Ang babaw ng definition niya. So, well, based on the definition, any person who is active and achieve something is an entrepreneur. So, however, sabi dito, lumabas din yung verb form ng entrepreneur. May verb form na siya. Entrepreneur. So, hirap na bigkasin. Ang ibig sabihin is to undertake something. Okay. So, dahil dyan sa verb na yan, entrepreneur to, lumabas yung concept that an entrepreneur is an undertaker. So, the concept of undertaker. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, an entrepreneur is someone who do dirty jobs. Dirty jobs in terms of very risky jobs. Na usually, ang gumagawa ay mga tao na, ayun, either mga criminals or what. Pero, yun yung concept kasi ng pinanggalingan ng pagiging entrepreneur. So, 15th century, lumabas yung concept ng an entrepreneur is an undertaker. Okay, so in the 17th century, again, wala pa rin counterpart ang word ng entrepreneur, pero unti-unti na nagkakaroon sa English language. Pero mamaya, pupunta natin sa English language. Ngayon, focus lang muna tayo sa French concept niya. So, in this time, an entrepreneur in France was viewed as a person who takes risk. Risk taker. So again, ando pa rin yung concept ng undertaker. However, nililimitahan na dyan yung pagiging undertaker. But, being a risk taker na siya. Okay? So, in the 18th century, a person who was contracted to perform a certain large task, generally for the state, for a fixed price, was regarded as an entrepreneur. So, andyan pa rin yung concept that an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship entails with a job that is risky. Paano natin nasabing risky doon sa 18th century? Kasi large task yan. Diba? Malaking trabaho. Usually daw, generally, for the state. So, para sa estado. Okay? For a fixed price. So, kung hindi ka naman, or kung ikaw yung estado, diba, hindi ka mag-hire ng entrepreneur kung legal yung gagawin mo or kung legal yung ipapagawa mo. Diba? So, you hire someone that is a risk taker that can do the job, can finish the job for you. Yan yung concept ng entrepreneur sa France. So, yan yung history. Okay. So, yun nga. There is nothing in the English language that is equivalent to the French entrepreneur hanggang ngayon. Pero, syempre, yung word na entrepreneur ay kinonvert na sa pronunciation in the English language. Kaya siya ay entrepreneur. Okay. So, nung unang lumabas yung entrepreneur sa Dictionary of the English Language noong 1755, which is the 18th century na. Okay? At ito yung definition niya. Adventurer. He that seeks occasion of hazard. Diba? Adventurer. Ang ganda pakinggan. Very classic yung definition. He that seeks occasion of hazard. He that puts himself in the hand of chance. Diba? So, kung titingnan niyo yung mga definition niya, yung dito sa English language, halos walang kinalaman sa business. Okay? Doon sa France naman, sa French, during the 18th century, ayun, nandun na yung concept na business. Okay? So over the time, the concept of entrepreneur in English ay naging broad. Kasi hanggang ngayon, sa totoo lang, walang iisang definition ng entrepreneurship. Okay? So, basically, when we say entrepreneurship, wala yung aking dito, meaning. So, it is a process, okay, in which a person, okay, put together a small business or innovative franchise, okay, that is my profit, and then at the same time it carries a lot of risk. So yun, hanggang ngayon yung concept that entrepreneurship is a small business that carries a lot of risk is still there. Okay? So, conceptual model ng entrepreneurship. So, person, okay, task. So, nag-umpisa yung entrepreneurship sa isang tao. Okay? And then, siyempre, dahil maraming involved na risk, magtatayo siya ng negosyo, okay, pwedeng maliit yung kapital or maliit yung kanyang kailangan para makapagtayo ng negosyo. Then it will be affected by the environment. Okay? So nandiyan na yung mga risk involved. Okay? Yung profit ba ay gano'n ba kalaki yung profit niya? Sobrang laki ba ng profit niya or minimal lang? Okay? And syempre yung risk. Yung risk na iti-take ng person, ng entrepreneur, ang magde-define on what kind of entrepreneurship ang kanyang model. Okay? And saka pa lang siya magse-set up ng organization. Okay? So, ganun yung business or yung conceptual model ng entrepreneurship. So, kahit na siya ay organization siya ay maliit pa rin. Okay? It is an organization that is composed of not more than 20 to 30 employees. Okay? So, makaka-categorize pa rin siya as a small business. And this small business that the entrepreneur set ups will continue to be in the concept of entrepreneurship. Magte-take pa rin niya ng risk due to the person leading the organization. At the same time, of course, yung mga kukunin niyang tao na magiging involved sa organization niya ay mga possible na may inclination sa entrepreneurship din. Okay? Kaya pagdating natin doon sa importance ng entrepreneurship, makikita natin ano ba yung relationship ng isang entrepreneur sa community kung saan na-establish yung kanyang business. Okay. So, kaakibat ng entrepreneurship yung salitang small business. Okay? So, a small business is an enterprise that is comparatively small in size, operating in a geographically localized area except its marketing, employed fewer than 100 employees. So, actually malaki na yung 100 employees. So, siguro less than 50 and less. Yan, mga pwede pa ma-consider na small. And then, okay, so operating in a geographically localized area. Ibig sabihin, bawa, yung company mo, inopen mo sa Lucena. However, yung kanyang market, okay, hindi siya hanggang Lucena lang. Yung market mo pwede umabot ng Visayas, ng Manila, ng Hong Kong or ng ibang bansa. So, yun, the market is not limited by boundaries. Okay? So, it is financed, of course, by one individual or a small group of individual. Okay. Yung small group of individual, yung mga sosyo-sosyo. Okay? So, small business also is defined as those which are owned and controlled by one or few persons with direct owners influenced in decision making or having relatively small share of market in a applicable industry. So anong difference niya doon sa conventional mga business forms or models? Okay. Example natin yung mga large corporations. Okay. A large corporation is consist of many stockholders. Diba? Pero, ang nauupo lang doon sa board of trustees are those stockholders na sila yung, yung mga major stockholders lang yung nauupo or kabilang doon sa board of trustees. So meaning, sila lang yung mga major stockholders lang yung may boses. May boses sa decision making. Pero yung mga minor stockholders, wala silang influence towards the direction of the company. Diba? So, hindi katulad sa small business na pretty much involved yung owner in the decision making. Okay? So another definition of a small business, it is a business unit which has a relatively small capital, okay? Then small, meron siyang management body, may mga employees, okay? May market na ibig sabihin, okay? And having centralized decision making on the owners. Yung mga owners ang nagdedesisyon, okay? Kung anong gagawin nila doon sa kanilang negosyo. Example na small business, halimbawa, yung bakery. Kaya bakery. Okay. So it is the owners who decides kung anong klaseng tinapay ang kanyang ibe-bake or ipapaluto doon sa panadero, okay, for today. Anong klaseng tinapay for tomorrow? Or kung ano yung mga i-offer nilang products. So it is the owners who decide for that. Of course, with certain considerations sa ano ba yung in demand, okay, ano ba yung cost effective, ano ba yung mabilis maubos, yung ganyan. So that is, ownership and control are not separated in the business. Okay? Kasi sa uh, mga big corporations, katulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, the major stockholders, okay, they are the one who makes decision, policies, okay? But on the other hand, uh, there are certain powers, yung, let's say, president of the company. The president of the company may be the largest stockholder, okay? So, meron siyang mga powers na hindi pwede pang himasukan ng uh, board of trustees or ng board. Okay? And dahil doon, so yung ibang owner, uh, wala siyang control or wala silang control sa pagpapatakbo ng business. So usually, ano lang ba ang ginagawa ng board of trustees sa mga corporation, mga board corporation? Ano lang ba ginagawa nila? Okay? Pumipili sila ng mga uh, officers, let's say president, CEO, uh, COO, at kung ano-ano pa. Okay? Nagde-decide sila on the approval of certain budgets, approval of certain projects or business contracts, etc. Pero yung day-to-day operations ng company ay ang solo nagpapatakbo is the president or the chief operating officer or executive. Okay, so hindi katulad sa small business na yung owner, sila rin yung chief operating officer. Okay? So characteristics of entrepreneurship. Okay. So merong economic activity. Okay? So entrepreneurship is an economic activity. Bakit? Kasi it involves in business. It involves in running new small businesses. Okay? In order to earn the profit and by ensuring best possible use of resources. So economic activity yan kasi involve ang pera. Involve yung economy, yung the buy and sell of goods, the supply and demand. Okay? Then creativity and innovation. So it involves in discovering new ideas and implementing it in business. Okay. An entrepreneurship or an entrepreneur's business is different from the conventional business. Because sa conventional business, nakabox sila dun sa mga conventional business models. Okay? Unlike entrepreneurship, okay, yung mga entrepreneurs, di ba nga, they like to take risks. They are adventurers. So when they discover something new, they want to implement it in their business. Okay. So they are innovation or innovative, and they are creative. Okay. They always find ways on how to improve their business effectively and efficiently. And of course, profit. Hindi pwedeng walang profit kasi it is a business enterprise. It is an economic activity. Okay. Yun lang naman ang sole objective ng entrepreneurship. To make profit. Kumita. Gaano man kalaki or gaano man kaliit yung profit, basta the main objective is to make a profit. Okay? Bakit regardless of uh, kung malaki man o maliit yung kinita? Kasi it is the reward of the efforts made and the risk taken by the entrepreneur. But they are risk takers. So hindi there are times na uh, matatalo sila sa pag-gamble nila sa risk. So pwedeng walang profit or pwedeng maliit lang yung profit. But nonetheless, uh, yun nga, due to their creativity and innovation, so they will continue to strive to discover new ways on how to become effective and efficient in their business. And of course, the last characteristic is risk-bearing. Yan. Yan yung napaka tangible or ito yung main characteristic of entrepreneurship, risk bearing or risk taking. Okay, so it is the willingness to assume risks. So kaya nga, it is the essence of entrepreneurship. Kasi kung hindi siya magte-take ng risk, okay, the entrepreneur cannot succeed. Okay? So the more challenge that entrepreneur encounters, okay, the more satisfaction that the entrepreneur can get. Okay? Okay. So now we go to the types of entrepreneurship. Okay. The first type of entrepreneurship is small business entrepreneurship. So these businesses, example nito yung mga hairdresser, grocery store, pagiging travel agent, consultant, carpenter, plumber, electrician, ano pa yung uh, pagiging ahente ng mga insurances. Do yung mga insurance company, sila yung mga big companies, multinational companies, but nonetheless, yung agent mismo is an entrepreneur. Kasi that agent takes risk. Yung iba kasing mga insurance agent, they are, or tinatawag na ngayon na financial assistant or financial expert. Okay? They have regular jobs at part-time lang yung pagiging FA, financial advisor nila. Okay? So they are considered entrepreneur because they take risk. Okay? So these people run or own their own business or hire family members or local employee. For them, the profit would be able to feed their family and of course, not making 100 million business or taking over an industry. So sa small business, entrepreneurship, simple lang ang goal. It is to earn profit. Siyempre profit. Okay. Pero yung purpose ng pagkita ng negosyo ay nakafocus lang doon sa para may merong maibigay sa pamilya. Okay? Not only to feed the family but also to support the family financially. Okay? Kaya nga, kung mapapansin nyo, itong small business nakalagay ay hire family members or local employee. Okay? Family members or local employee dahil let's say sa isang maliit na barangay naman, almost all are relatives or magkakakilala, di ba? Okay? So they fund their business by taking small business loans or loans from friends and family. So small business entrepreneurship ay pwedeng makonsider na family business. Family business in the sense na hindi yung kasi may mga family corporations, 'di ba? Pero ito family business lang. So small business. Then scalable startup entrepreneurship. Okay. So this startup entrepreneurship starts a business knowing that their version or their vision can change the world. They attract investors who think and encourage people who think out of the box. The research focuses on scalable business and experimental models. So they hire the best and the brightest employees. Okay? They required more venture capital to fuel and back their project or business. So, isang example nitong mga scalable startup entrepreneurship, uh, actually nauso to sa mga kabataan nitong mga nakalipas na years starting 2019 and kahit na pati ongoing yung pandemic, na nauso yung startup na tinatawag. Actually, na-abuse na rin yung salitang startup. Pero when it comes to business, ito yung mga tao na uh, they are very intelligent. They have their own way of delivering a particular business, pero they lack budget. So they will look for investors. Or yun nga, sabi nga dito, attract investors. Kung not necessarily maghahanap sila ng investors, but there are investors who are looking for such kind of people or entrepreneur. So usually, maraming ganito na mga nasa between 20 to 25 years old. Mga millionaires na yon. Yung value ng kanilang business ay millions na. Okay? So, kung may nabalitaan kayo before sa news, siya ay isang Phil-Am yata or Filipino na nakapag-develop siya ng isang system, and then ayun, from there nakakuha sila ng investor at unti-unti nang lumago yung kanyang business at ngayon sila ay nakakuha na ng mga multi-million projects. Sila ay nasa IT field. So yun, maraming ganon. Actually, karamihan ng mga startup entrepreneurship ay nasa IT field. So yung mga solutions na mga IT solutions na tinatawag for businesses. Yung mga businesses na conventional businesses na kailangan nilang mag-evolve from conventional to digital platform. So itong mga startup entrepreneur ang tumutulong sa kanila. And syempre, at a particular cost doon sa mga conventional business. Okay, then large company entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship does not only exist in small businesses, but also on large companies. So these huge companies have defined cycle life. Most of these companies grow and sustain by offering new and innovative products that revolve about their main products. Okay? The change in technology, customer preferences, new competition, etc. build pressure for large companies to create innovative products and sell it to the new sets of customers in the new market. Okay. So, itong mga large company entrepreneurship, these are companies, large companies, that are uh, tested by time na ito. Tapos meron silang mga lines of products na ginagawa nila. Pero, dahil sa certain circumstances, kasi katulad ng pandemic na to, okay, itong mga large companies na to ay naghanap ng paraan para mag-survive. Okay? So they think of new ideas, they innovate the processes in their company. Example nito yung mga gumagawa ng industrial coffee makers. Yung mga coffee makers na designed for mga coffee shops, okay, like Starbucks. So may mga ganitong companies, dahil sa pandemic, kumonti yung kanilang kita, bumagsak talaga kasi nga, well, sarado yung mga coffee shops and walang nagbubukas sa bagong coffee shops. Okay. So to enable to survive, anong ginawa nila? Okay? They rebranded their products. Okay? When we say rebranded, okay, nagkaroon ng innovation from industrial coffee machines or coffee makers. Okay? Ginawa nila itong coffee makers pa rin na na parang pang ano pa rin, pang mga coffee shops, pero they are designed for personal use. Pwede siyang pangbahay lang. Okay? Pati yung mga design niya, kaya nagkaroon ng mga fancy design, colorful design, instead of the usual black, brown, and shiny silver color or design ng mga coffee machines, coffee maker machines. Okay? So yan yung example. So mga large companies yun. Okay? So napanood ko lang yung lately sa isang news item na ganun yung nangyari sa isang company ng coffee machine maker sa I think it's Germany. Okay? And ayun, they were able to survive kasi mas yung mga tao, dahil sa sila ay nasa bahay lang, and namimiss na nila yung kape na ino-offer ng mga coffee shop. So, they grab the offer to own their own machine and create their own blend of coffees. So, yun. Okay? Then we have social entrepreneurship. So this type of entrepreneurship focuses on producing products and services that resolve social issues and problems. So their only motto is and goal is to work for society and not make any profits. So social entrepreneurship is different from the rest of the types of entrepreneurship. Because in this type of entrepreneurship, it doesn't matter if they make profit or not. Okay? Ang importante sa kanila is to solve the social issues, the social needs, the social problems that they can or they are dedicated to work for yung nakikita nila sa society, and it is already an accomplishment if there are improvements on the said social issues na kanilang ina-advocate. Okay? So far, may question po ba?
Sir,
Yes po.
ano po ba yung sample nito ng social entrepreneurship? Ano po ba yung mga non-profit organization?
Example ng social entrepreneurship, let's say, there are products or there are small businesses na nagbebenta ng mga products and services. Pero at the same time, they are trying to uh, resolve certain social needs. Example nito, 'di ba, sa isang, hindi ko lang sure kung ito ay sa England or sa US, yung cup. There's a company na instead na paper cups for coffee, ito ay edible cup. Pwede mo kainin yung baso. These cups are made from oats. At it can hold hot water or hot liquid for 8 hours na hindi maapektuhan yung lasa ng kape mo. So parang ganon, di ba? Ang gusto nilang isolve na problem is the problem in pollution. Kasi yung ating mga paper cups, though they are paper, they are lined with wax. Diba? Yung loob niya, lined siya ng wax. Kaya medyo delikado rin siya sa kapag gagamit tayo ng paper cup sa mainit na tubig kasi matutunaw niya yung wax na nagpro-protect doon sa paper. Okay. So ano pa yung other example? Dito ba sa Pilipinas, may ganun ba?
Yung sa PC ko ata, sir?
Alin?
Yung sa Procter and Gamble po ba yun?
Procter and Gamble cannot be considered
So, yung ano, sir, yung inaano nilang products na yun ng mga plastic daw na natutunaw.
Well, for one, Procter and Gamble is a multinational company. Saka hindi siya pwedeng ma-consider na social entrepreneur ang Procter and Gamble. Kasi ang dami nilang products pa rin na they uses plastic. So how can you say that they are pro-environment? Diba? Yung lalagyan ng sabon, may karton, may plastic. Yung lalagyan ng shampoo, sachet. Diba? Or plastic bottles. Diba? Wala pang alternative. So we cannot directly say that they are social entrepreneur or practicing social entrepreneurship. So usually itong social entrepreneur or those who are practicing social entrepreneurship, ito ba yung mga maliliit na negosyo or mga tao na maririnig nyo sa balita na meron silang kakaibang idea that they want to uh, that they want the world to see at may apply din do sa community nila. So example, yung pag-produce ng isang alam niyo ba yung may isa kasing project sa isang community na ang ilaw nila ay gawa sa salt water sa tubig galing dagat. Ito ay invention ng isang Pilipino na yun yung nagiging ilaw nila. So syempre, yung paggawa ng mismong tool, ng mismong lalagyan ng tubig saka yung mismong ilaw, may cost yun, di ba? May cost of production. Hindi naman libre yun. siyempre gagawin nyo nung proponent ng project. Ngayon, ang gusto mangyari nung is yung buong community, dahil sila ay either mahirap or hindi abot nung linya ng kuryente. So, yun yung magiging ilaw nila para matulungan yung mga nangangailangan ng may ilaw, let's say, yung mga batang nag-aaral sa gabi, yung para magkaroon ng liwanag doon sa daanan, etc. Nang walang ginagamit na fossil fuel as source of energy. So very siya, very environment friendly kasi ang manggagaling lang siya doon sa salt water mo eh. Tapos may mga certain components lang yung ilaw, yung light, yung mismong light bulb para mag-produce siya ng light. So that is a social entrepreneur na kumita ba siya or kung hindi man siya kumita doon, so okay lang, basta ma-achieve niya yung goal niya, which is to provide light to the community. So yun.
Yun po ba parang sa business din for charity ang social entrepreneurship?
Parang ganon, business for charity. But again, business for charity, depende rin kasi sa model ng business. Kasi baka mamaya, may mga model kasi ng business for charity na, let's say, sa kada benta ko ng isa ng produkto ko, ibibigay ko yung 10% ng income ko doon sa charitable institution. So, nonetheless, priority pa rin niya is kumita. Kasi 90% ng kita niya, mariretain pa rin sa kanya. Mapupunta pa rin sa kanya. 10% lang yung mabibigay dun sa charity. So, yun. Okay, so may question pa? Okay, so sige, we move to importance. So, bakit ba importante ang entrepreneurship? Okay, so number one, pinakauna sa lahat, creation of job opportunities. Why? Because most of the entrepreneurs set up their business in their locality, in their community. Therefore, they will also hire people within their community. Diba? Okay. And sabi nga sa mga studies, karamihan ng mga new opening, new jobs ay ang may pinakamalaki contribution ng mga entrepreneurships. Okay? So it provides also entry-level jobs so necessary for training or gaining experience for unskilled workers. So bukod sa creation ng job opportunities, so dito, yung mga unskilled workers, mga experienceless new fresh graduates ay magkakaroon ng experience, makakapag-develop ng skills. So, itong mga entrepreneurship na to ay pwedeng maging stepping stone ng mga newly grads, okay, or mga unskilled workers to have better jobs in the future. However, pwede rin yung mga tao na na-employ ng isang entrepreneur ay maging entrepreneur din. Okay? So innovation. Okay? So innovation. Well, ano pa ba masasabi natin sa innovation, ang dami nang nabanggit about innovation. It is one of the characteristics ng entrepreneurship, innovation, at kung yung isang process or isang product na bunga ng innovation at creativity ay napatunayan na epektibo, okay? So it greatly contributes to the society, okay? Not only to society, to the economy of that society. Kasi nga sabi dito, it increases gross domestic products and the standard of living of the people as well. Bakit? Kasi nag-produce ka ng mga bagong products, siya ay binili ng mga tao, naging successful. Okay? So ikaw na kumita, mag-invest ka sa another sets of products or projects. Diba? You will hire people, okay, and increase also the standard of living dun sa community. Kasi nga sabi natin kanina, it creates jobs. And when it creates jobs, so mababawasan yung bilang ng mga tambay. Magkakasweldo yung mga tao. Okay? Then, impact on community development. So, teka, parehas ba to? Ba't naulit yung innovation? Okay. So, impact on community development. Okay? Siyempre, kung nagtayo ka ng isang business, small business, okay, sa isang lugar, sa isang community, maaaring hindi lang naman ikaw yung entrepreneur doon sa lugar na yon. Let's say there are 10 entrepreneur, different businesses na nagtayo doon sa isang community. So what will happen? Okay? There will be community development. Okay? Gaganda yung mga services. Okay? Di ba usually kapag ang isang lugar ay maraming business, so nakakabitan ng kuryente, nagkakaroon ng linya ng telepono, nagkakaroon ng linya ng internet, diba? And other things. And kapag maraming businesses na sa isang locality, okay, the businesses can ask for the government to provide better roads, better sanitation, mapping, etc. Diba? And yung mga businesses din naman, in return dun sa profit na nakukuha nila, may mga tinatawag tayo na social responsibility o company social responsibility activities. Okay, they bring back or they share their profit to the community. Okay? So, yeah. Next importance is yung political and economic integration of outsiders. Okay. So in our community, hindi lang naman mga natives o yung mga talagang nakatira sa certain community ang nandun. There are people from other towns, from other localities as well. So these people are also given opportunities by the businesses, by entrepreneurship, okay, para magkaroon ng isang well-developed community interaction. Kailangan yung inclusivity. Diba? Bakit political and economic integration? Kasi political, because even though they are not originally from that locality or that community, okay, once they become part of the community, okay, they should have their own voice on certain matters. Okay, as well as yung economic, they have the right to participate in the economic activity of that community. Kaya entrepreneurship gives these outsiders, these minorities, migrants, the political and economic economic chance to become part of the uh, ecosystem uh, ng ng business or ng buong community as a whole. Then lastly ay it spawns entrepreneurship. So katulad ng binabanggit ko kanina pa na an entrepreneur can influence other people to become entrepreneur as well. So entrepreneurship provides a wide spectrum of ventures and entrepreneurs. Ventures, mga types ng product or services na pwede mong pagkakitaan. At the entrepreneur, there are many types of entrepreneur, okay, in every economy. Kaya nga, in one society or in one community, there can exist many entrepreneurs na hindi sila magkakabanggaan ng interest. Okay? Then the vast open arena of entrepreneurship thus acts as an incubator for entrepreneur. So yun nga, dahil sa entrepreneurship, so yung mga tao na naging kabahagi ng small business entrepreneurship, okay, they can develop their own skills as future entrepreneur. So yun actually yun yung isa sa sense ng pagiging entrepreneur, to share or to mentor others to become entrepreneur as well. That is in contrary to the conventional business models na i-mentor ka lang para maging ikaw yung susunod na let's say director or chairman or president or manager or supervisor. But in entrepreneurship, okay, i-mentor ka ng entrepreneur to become another entrepreneur yourself para makapagtayo ka ng business na sarili mo. So that is the difference between the conventional business models and entrepreneurship. Okay po, naintindihan po ba? Okay. Okay. So, may question po ba? Okay. So, now we will discuss the entrepreneurial process. So, the first stage in the entrepreneurial process is the discovery stage or phase. So, in this phase, okay, the entrepreneur begins to discover ideas, identifies and evaluates business opportunities. So, dito yun. Dito yun sa phase na to. Okay? So, lahat ng dapat i-consider para maitayo na yung kanyang enterprise ay mangyayari sa discovery phase. Okay? So, ito kasi yung cycle. Discovery, then after discovery, developing a business plan, resourcing, managing the company, harvesting the profit, then discovery again. So paikot-ikot lang yung process. Okay? So when we say process, it is an ongoing. It is ongoing. Okay? So next is developing a business plan. So in the elements of uh, business of hospital administration or any business management, it is important for one to have a business plan or planning. Okay? So of course, when one opportunity is identified, so one should create a plan how to achieve the goals set, okay, or the vision to be achieved. So a business plan is critical to those to the success of the uh, the enterprise. Diba? Kaya nga sabi doon, uh, it is the most important element of hospital administration, yung planning. And that goes same with entrepreneurship. Okay? Developing a business plan. And after developing the business plan, so of course you have to implement. You have to implement. Okay? Managing the company. You have to implement, okay, the ay wait, parang hindi to managing the company. Sorry, it should be resourcing. Okay? So resourcing. In resourcing, so syempre, kailangan mo makapag-raise ng funds, okay? Makapag-organize. Nandyan yung organization. You have to organize everything in the small business or your enterprise. Okay? Aside from organization, kailangan kang mag-coordinate. Coordinate sa other enterprise na meron sa paligid mo, coordinate sa community mo. Okay? So after uh, sourcing is yung managing the company. So ayan. So managing involves, okay, yung structure, the operations, the implementation of the plan. Okay? And then harvesting, so that is the final step. Okay? Wherein the entrepreneur decides on the future prospect of the business. Okay? It decides on its growth and development. So, actual growth against the planned growth. So dito, harvesting is kino-compare siya sa evaluation doon sa step natin ng elements. Okay? So, harvesting is equivalent to evaluation. So, yung bang actual na growth na present sa enterprise or sa small business natin ay kaparehas nung nakaplano or natin ba natin yung plan. So, yan. And so on. Okay? So, babalik ulit siya sa discovery. Okay? So, may question po ba? Okay, if wala pong question. Okay. So, yan po. Thank you.